Here. Welcome to our Monday morning Bizrunner live support call, supporting all lines of sponsoring teams within our Enagic family. This call is an extension of Enagic Difference Makers Monday morning RI training call designed to help you and your team measure performance and move forward by focusing on the 5 skills that create success in the direct sales industry. Through the app Bizzrunner, you will not only build your Enagic business, but you will be in a unique position to build a team of people who come together to motivate, support, encourage, and recognize the accomplishments of each other. So again, welcome to Difference Makers. This is an interactive call, so we prepare in this call to win each and every week. Congratulations to last week's rising stars and all the new Execute 90 enrollees. So good morning again. Be prepared to dig in and come forward and interact. And let's bring forward our amazing trainer, Miss Nakima French.
Morning, Cherie. Thank you so very much. It's Monday, guys. Another Monday. What a blessing, right? Janae, good morning.
Good morning, Nakima. Good to see you.
Good to see you. I feel like I haven't seen you in forever. I think we only missed you once, like on Saturday, and now I feel like I haven't seen you in forever. It's so funny. So good morning, guys. Good morning. Guys, I want to change up the format a little bit about how we do our Bizrunner support. I would like for us to have a lot more interaction if possible. I know people are coming on and they're, it's early in the morning and you're now waking up. But one of the things I would like for you to get out of the Bizrunner support call early on Monday mornings is for us to take away the fact that this is our business. And if you had a job, how would you show up for that job? Right? You'd be up, you'd be dressed, and you would be at work, right? You would show up at the office like for a job. And so the question is, why are we not treating our business the same way? So I would like to challenge everyone to get themselves ready and be on the call with your cameras on, so that we can do interaction and talk more together. So yeah, I know it's early, right? So we can, let's work on it. I'd like to see more cameras get on every week, all right? All right, guys, so good morning. I'm gonna go straight in. Let me open up our PowerPoint that we get started with, to just, for those of you who are still struggling to understand how Bizrunner, Execute 90, and RI training and all of these work, I do this so that you will be able to understand how it works and why we are doing what we're doing. So we're going to talk about the importance of technology. Technology has both important effects on business operations, no matter the size of our enterprise, right? Technology has both tangible and intangible benefits that will help us make money and produce the results that our customers demand. Technology infrastructure affects the culture, efficiency, and relationship of a business. So just think about that for a second. What type of culture, how do you want to operate in your business? And if you want to operate as a professional, then you have to understand the importance of technology today, right? Nothing is wrong with pen and paper. As a matter of fact, I still love to write. And I think what they're saying is that writing is almost going to be a thing of the past. Oh my goodness, it's a little scary when you think about that. However, you still want to understand that technology is what's driving our world today. And what I'm realizing is a lot of people who are not using or training themselves to use technology, they're falling behind. And when you fall behind, it means that you're setting yourself up to be in poverty. All right. So you don't have to know everything about technology, but you do need to know enough for you to be able to function in the world as it is today. All right. So let's talk about RI training. RI training, or residual income training, helps you to develop and understand the skills you need to grow in order to build a business. Now, I also say it's not just to build a business, but residual income shows you the skills just to live in today's society. In order to survive, we need to have soft skills as well as hard skills. Hard skills are what we use in our business, like how do we do a demo, how do we interact, right? The hard skills are the actual things that you need to do the job, right? Knowing your product knowledge. Those are your hard skills, your compensation plan, hard skills. Your soft skills are things that no one can see, but they can feel and interact with. Your ability to work together with a team of people, your ability to subject your ego, right, for the greater good, your ability to communicate well. These are all soft skills, right? Being able to influence another person in a positive way. These are all of the soft skills. So it's really life skills, that residual income training, but these are the skills that you will need to learn in order to grow a business. Now, it also has a place in the residual income back office. There's a place where I say team management, but really and truly what I mean to say is that you're going to have business partners that are joining your organization. And these business partners, you want to know where they are when they first get started in the business. So you will get their profiles to know what their strengths and their weaknesses are, what you need to encourage them to develop, right? So you're not really managing people per se, but rather more, where are they and how can you help them to get to where they want to go? All right, guys, just a little bit of housekeeping. If you're now coming on, please don't forget to mute yourself, right? Mute yourself if you have stuff going on in the background, all right? So today we are on here to talk about Bizzrunner. This is a training that we're on here today. Bizzrunner helps you to keep track of your interactions. It is a CRM, which is a customer relationship management tool. So if you ever hear the word CRM means customer relationship management or manager, right? So Bizzrunner is a CRM that helps you to track your interactions with your potential customers and business partners. Your interactions, not just track it, not just, oh, I did it. I contacted someone, or I presented, but rather your interactions, what was said, what happened as a result. These are the things that you want to be able to track, because if you intend to be a true professional in this business, then this is where the interactions, the relationships is the most important part of our business. It is also a way to bring your team together. So how do you bring your team together? You bring your team together by being able to encourage, support, and set goals that you work towards together. How do you support someone if someone is in your organization, but they live in Chicago and you are in New York, right? You will be able to see their medals, and you'll be able to do spam calls and all of that when we talk about Execute 90. So how do you keep everyone together? Now, your Execute 90, for those people who are still struggling to understand what Execute 90 is, I was speaking to some leaders who went through E90 and they're on to phase 2 of Execute 90. And, one of the things that, and this is Coach Redmond, and he was saying that this is leadership training. Execute 90 is for leadership training. And there's going to be a couple types of people who will get involved in Execute 90. And those are the people, one group of people say, you know what, I just want to be able to sell our company's products. That's it. And I don't need to build a team. So then Execute 90 is for you. It'll help you to stay on track while tracking your performance. But then there's another person, the person who desires to truly build a team and to really build a serious business. Then Execute 90 becomes for you leadership training. Leadership training. It holds a success, Execute 90 holds your success recipe. It also helps you get control of your time and track your actions. Track the action items that will help you to build your strong and profitable business. It will also show you how consistent or inconsistent you are in doing the actions that build a business. It is for leaders, those who are really desiring to build a business. If you're not desiring to do that, you just want to make a little money, then E90, you can still do it. And it helps you to be a part of a team of people who are working in the same direction. So that is what Execute 90 and RI training and Bizrunner is all about. So there's some tips to help you right now to use these 3 systems of RI training, Bizrunner, and Execute 90 to make your experience with these systems simple. We'd like to encourage you to use the same email and password for both or all 3 systems when you have them, right? Use the same email address and password. You could sign in. Once you sign up for RI training, you get Bizrunner for free. Once you sign up for RI training, you get Bizrunner for free. But guess what? If you only signed up for Execute 90, you still get the RI training back office, all of the audios and so forth in your Execute 90 account as well. All right, guys. So this is where we are today. We're going to do a quick review of last week. Last week, we talked about what counts as a presentation in Bizrunner. We talked about the 4 parts to a great presentation. Is there anyone on here who would like to share with us the 4 parts to a great presentation that we did last week? All right, so I wanna open it up now to anybody who has that ready, because we're gonna do a review of last week. So if there's anyone who would like to do the 4 parts to a great presentation, I would love for you to come forward. Can't see anybody right now, but Cherie, if you let me know if someone's hand is up. Are you guys hearing me?
We hear you.
Anyone? I got scared there. I was like, oh my goodness, anyone remembers? So anyone wants to review the 4 parts to a great presentation?
Really? Shh. I said it was accident. I'm sorry I said.
Oh boy, we got somebody go. All right, I just fixed that. All right, anyone would like to go forward? Could someone tell me where we can find the information? We got like over 30 people on this call this morning. Anyone could tell me where we can find the information to 4 parts to a presentation? We covered it last week.
YouTube video?
No. What is the recipe? We talked about the recipe for presenting last week, and where can you find it? So it's at the drop of a hand. You have it in front of you.
It's in your Bizzrunner.
Okay, could you tell us where it is? No, wait. Before you tell us, I'm gonna take us to Bizzrunner, and you're gonna walk me through, Michael. Okay, where will I find the 4 parts? The recipe for presenting.
Hang on just a second. I just knocked myself out of Bizzrunner. So.
Okay.
Okay, come on.
Don't worry.
Now it's not letting me back in Bizzrunner. So
It's not. Just relax. It's okay. I know you're on the spot there for a second. In the meantime, is there anyone else who would like to try? Go ahead, Ginny.
It's on, if you click on the presentation number.
Okay, hold on. Let me just take you there. So just tell me exactly what to do.
Click on number 3. That's what I did. Click on number 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the question mark in the upper right-hand corner, and it should say help resources. And then presenting basics. And voila.
All right. So you showed us another way to do it, which is great. I love it when we have a second way, right? So Ginny showed you another way to do it. And that is, let me go back here. I love this, Ginny. This is great. right? So last week I showed you guys to go to the three dots down here and go to the media resources and select it, right? But Ginny just showed us another way to do it. And I love it, which is also easy. Go to number 3 where it's all about presenting and click the question mark on the top. And that question mark will bring you to everything, all of your help resources for presenting, and then you would hit the 4 parts to a presentation. So Michael, can you take us through? Thank you so very much, Ginny. That was awesome.
You're welcome. You have new people joining us because people, that's why I keep taking myself off camera. People are joining us on the morning call.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Ginny. All right, Michael, why don't you take us through the 4 parts to a great presentation?
All right. Hang on just a second here. I'm in Bizzrunner Media.
Oh, you're not ready yet. Okay.
Yeah, I got it right. Hang on just a second. Presenting help resources, right?
Okay. Yeah. If somebody else got it, let me know.
Got it.
Okay, good.
4 parts of a great presentation. Part 1 is the introduction, and that's where you review their pain and commitment level. Part 2 is heart of the matter, where you connect the dots of how what you have helps them get what they want. And then the 80-20 principle, 80% of time focus on their key pain, business or health, and 20% on the opposite. And then the IE, if your plan is financial, spend 80% of the time on business and 20% on health and benefits. And then clarification question, how do you see this working for you? That's all in part 2 of Heart of the Matter. And then part 3 is where you're actually asking for the business. And that's in a couple of different steps. So part A of that is now that you see how this will help you get what you want, you have 3 options. And they are: 1, do nothing and your life will stay the same. 2, enroll as a customer to start enjoying the incredible products. Or 3, enroll as a business builder to start working to achieve your goals. Which works best for you? And then part 4 is to set up the next appointment. So set up the next appointment depending on what they selected. If they selected to do nothing, ask for referrals, ask if you can follow up in the future and update them as to how you are doing. Or number 2, if they enroll as a customer, set up an appointment for when they receive their products to teach them how to use their products correctly. And then number 3 is if they enroll as a business builder, set up the appointment to get them started to build their own business.
Awesome. Thank you so very much, Michael. So guys, the recipe for presenting is right at the tip of your fingers. All you need to do is go in there if you want to access it so you'll know what to do, set your attention, practice, so that you can go out there and execute it with precision. So I'm going to go back to our Bizrunner. All right, so the 4 parts to a presentation, and just this is a review of last week, guys. We're reviewing what we did, and we also learned last week. Can anyone tell me what actually counts as a presentation in Bizrunner? What do we count as a presentation? Can someone tell us or share with us what are some of the things we can use to count as a presentation? All right, I see someone. Did someone raise their hand? Let me see.
No one's raised.
Someone said there's a question from June Brown. You have a question? Yes. Mm-hmm. June?
Sure.
Yes. My question is from what we just went over, the do nothing at part 4, where it says, ask for referrals, ask if you can follow up in the future and update them on how I'm doing.
I know that sounds strange, right?
Yeah.
Well, the thing about it is when people like to know when you're doing well. when someone is not taking action and you have a relationship with them, you could say, do you mind if I check in with you to let you know how things are going in the business? Or you might have they give you a referral. You could call them and say, hey, listen, you remember that referral you gave me? That person is about to get their device. We could do some anchoring at that time. It's an opportunity to keep the person in the loop as to what is going on, because it may be that there's a possibility that they're not biting because they have some preconceived notions about what it is you're doing, right? If it's the business or so forth. It's just some thoughts, and you just want to keep them in the loop as to what's going on, right? Yes.
Nikki,
Yes.
the other thing too is if you, let's say they give you a referral and you talk to their referral and that person is basically going to set up and purchase a machine, if you go back to the guy that referred them and you can let them know that they are going to buy a piece of equipment and that if they would like to make a commission on that for themselves, they could get in as well. It might give them the push that they need to get in the business themselves and actually earn a commission off of somebody that they referred, rather than just turning the referral over to someone else.
Yeah, that's exactly what we call anchoring.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
So we call that anchoring, when you use one sale to help another person to take action. All right. So that's great stuff. Thank you so much for the question, June. So again, is there anyone would like to tell us again, what is some of the things that we can count as a presentation in Bizrunner? So let me go into the presentation queue here in Bizrunner. Just to remind you guys, let's say we met someone. I'll take someone from my contacting list. So let's take Miss Maxine Lyons, all right? So Miss Maxine Lyons, her status is, let me get my pointer here. Her status in Bizrunner, all right, meaning is where is she in Bizrunner? Contact has been scheduled for Tuesday, November 5th, right? At 8 a.m. Next steps, contact to schedule a presentation. So let's assume, right, today is November what? Today's November 4th, right? Yes, today's November 4th, right? So tomorrow, but let's assume that Miss Maxine gave me a ding, all right? So let's say action taken, she called me. So let's say action taken, other action taken, and I can put here REC, like received a call, right? Received call, all right, and I just say save, done. All right, so the action taken was I received a call. Miss Maxine would like, move this, would like to meet today instead. Okay, so she changed the date. All right, today instead for a demo. All right, so now that we have that, let's hit the save button there. And so we have the note, and the result of it is that we scheduled a presentation. So it's scheduled for today instead, and let's say we're meeting with her at 9 a.m. instead. All right, done, and save. All right, so now that that's all in place, right? Can someone tell me really quickly what circle will I find Miss Maxine in? What circle would she be in?
The contacts.
To be in the contacting queue? Why would she be in the contacting queue?
Because you scheduled the presentation, but you didn't do the presentation.
All right, let's take a look here.
Okay.
All right, so we're looking for Miss Maxine. Do you guys see her here in the contacting queue?
No.
All right. The presentation.
Okay, so she went present. Okay.
She would be in the presentation queue,
Okay.
Diana. But the presentation, if let's go over here to at the bottom here, to our medals, and we'll see that we have one person for contacting. We have a yes or no. Miss Maxine said yes, so we get a count there. But where would we find her? Remember, circle number 3
Okay.
is all the people you have an appointment with.
Okay.
But we didn't get but you were correct, Diana. We didn't get a count for her yet because the presentation has not been completed. All right.
Okay.
So
Got it.
great. So she's in here. Let's find her in circle number 2. I'm sorry, in circle number 3. All right. So we'll find Miss Maxine here. All right. And now that we find her, let's say the presentation has been done, action taken, met in person. And the result of presentation, right, is that, let's say she says she saw the demo and she's like, yeah, you know, I really want to do this. Let me get my finances together. Or it may be that she, right there on the spot, she decided to do, you know, for a credit card and get that all ready to go. And so now you're scheduling, right? You're scheduling a follow-up, all right? So that's where we're going into today, all right? So a presentation, just so that I'm staying on track here, just to do the presentation, let's assume the presentation has been completed and result of presentation, let us say that she enrolled in the business just for this, and the type of enrollment, all right, let's say she decided to become a retail customer, then you would set up the date and time that she will receive her product, okay? And you'll be able to do a presentation of the product for her when she received it, how to set it up, how it works, all that good stuff, all right? So I'm just setting a date here for her, all right? Just to show you the count. So where would we find her now? Right here, we see that she gets we get bronze medal for enrolling someone into our business as a customer. Now, the question I want to ask is, if we go here, we will see, not a question I'm going to ask, I'm going to show you here what actually happened. So now, Miss Maxine is listed as a presentation made. So the presentation has been completed. All right, that's the only time you will get count for a presentation is once you've completed the presentation. All right, so I'm gonna come back to the front here. Any questions on that? And then I'm gonna go into our topic for today. Wow, we got like 35 people on the call today. The thing about it is when it records, we don't see everybody. We can't see you guys unless you have a picture up. Desiree, good morning.
Good morning. It's so absolutely wonderful to see how many people are up so early, rising to see you, Nikema, and learning all about this Bizzrunner.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you. My pleasure. We're all working together. Thank you. This is a team effort here. All right, Cherie, anything you want to jump in here on presentations? We're good?
I love it. I hope everybody's taking notes because this is really good stuff.
All right, so guys, let's take a look at our topic for today. All right, we're 27 minutes in already. Today's topic is what counts as a follow-up in Bizrunner. And and we're going to talk about the 4 parts to a great presentation. So I would like someone to share with us how to find 4 parts to a great presentation. How can we find it? Somebody can talk us through how to find it. Let me find the person and then I'll go back to Bizrunner and you'll walk us through. Who's going to come forward? All right, Desiree, let me go there. So let me go back to the Bizrunner app. Here we go. All right, Desiree, walk us through finding 4 parts to a great presentation.
So I like Jenny's idea of going to number 3, but we'll go down, drop down to the bottom where the 3 dots are, and we'll do it the way you showed us.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to go to the Bizzrunner Media Resources. And then we can see where it says, I don't have my glasses on, so contacting new resources, isn't that it?
If you open up your cell phone and go to your Bizrunner, that'll be easier for you. So that way you could see it.
Actually, I tried to open it up and it wouldn't.
Okay, you know what? It might be you need to close out. When this happened, guys, close out. You might have a few apps open. So shut down all your apps on your phone and just open it. You know, there's three, if you have an Android, somebody else can tell me how to do that if you have a iPhone. But if you have those 3 lines at the bottom of your Android device, if you touch it, it should say,
okay. It's presenting help resources.
there you go. Beautiful. Thank you. So presenting help resources, and which one would it be?
We're doing presenting, yes.
Yes. And which one of these? Presenting basics. Awesome. Thank you so very much. So 4 parts to a great presentation, guys. We start with the introduction, review their pain or concern, or what it is that they want more or less of, and their commitment levels. So you're going to go over if they told you, you know what, I want to make more money, and they said, I'm committed to making that happen on a level of 10, or I'm at a level of 8, or whatever it is. You review that with them before you start your presentation. Then you get to the heart of the matter. I'm sorry, yes, get to the heart of, I'm sorry, we're supposed to be doing presenting. No, not presenting. We already did this. I apologize. Actually, it's not the presenting, Desiree. What is the topic for today?
Following up help resources.
Following up help resources. Thank you.
Thank you, Diana.
Got it, got your back.
All right, guys.
That's what it's all about, having each other's back when we all.
So, and I kind of went along. My brain went off for a second there. So follow-up basics. So we click on the follow-up. So the 5 important steps to a great follow-up, okay? So 1, review their pain and commitments. It still stays the same. Step 2, review whatever homework, review their questions. So remember, a follow-up really is after you've done the presentation, you've opened the door to your company. So now that you've opened the door to the company to solve their problem, this is the problem you say you have, you're going to remind them again, right? And you're going to, if they said, you know what, I want more information, and you sent them more information, then you're going to review with them, right? Review their questions on it. So you review the information I sent you. What did you like about it? And let them tell you, right, what they liked, and then whatever questions that they may have regarding the piece that you may have shared with them. Now step number 3, once they answer your questions, okay, once I answer, you're going to say to them, once I answer your questions, will you be ready to start working to achieve your goals? Because you don't want people pulling your strings and having you running around like a Muppet, right? You want to make sure that you are asking people to take actions. One of the things that we learned with Clay, asking people to take action in a professional way. All right. And when you show up in a professional manner, people will treat you as a professional. But if they feel like you're kind of wonky, then they're going to treat you wonky. All right. So once I answer your questions, because some people keep more and more questions. Questions are good, but you got to become aware when people are trying to find a way out. All right. So once I answer your question, will you be ready to start working to achieve your goals? If the answer is no, ask why. If not ready to start, ask when they will be ready to start, because it may be a few things. The person may be saying, I don't have the finances right now. I don't have the money right now. Or my mom is sick and I can't focus on this right now, right? Or whatever their objection is, you need to make sure that you are setting an appointment for the next time you're going to follow up with them. If the answer is yes, answering their questions, right? Ask for their business. So A, now that you see how this will help you get what you want, you have 3 options. They are do nothing and review, go over the pain that they said that they had, this issue that they say that they're working towards, that they really want to solve. They can stay in that place, okay? Enroll as a customer and start enjoying the incredible benefits of using the product for themselves or their family. Or enroll as a business builder to start working towards achieving the goal that they say they have, right? Now, it could be if the person decides to become a customer, it may be that the person wants the health benefit of your product. All right. Of course, if they decide to enroll as a business builder, they want the financial health and financial rewards of starting their own business. So which works best for you? The question you want to ask them. Set up the next appointment depending on what they select. Now, it may sound like for you saying this right now, you seeing yourself saying this to someone, it sounds in your head very hokey. Like, oh my God, why would I say that to someone? Who talks like that? You ever feel like that? Who talks like that? But actually, if you practice saying it in your own words, the way you would say it, then it becomes yours, right? So now to enroll as a customer. So these are the 5 steps, right? Step 1, review. Step 2, review. Step 3, right? Ask questions, right? And you have some parts to that. Step 4, ask for their business. And step 5, which work best for you. Because the goal of a follow-up in Bizrunner is to ask for the business. Now with a presentation in the follow-up, just to go over a little bit more on following up. Following up is when you're asking for the business. But sometimes, depending on your company, follow-up can be that you're sharing water, right? Because you're sharing water with them. That's a follow-up. You may have put them on a 2-week water share, right? And so they're coming to get their water. You will count each of those as a follow-up because the presentation is completed and now they're focusing on following up. Can someone else share another thing that can be counted as a follow-up in Bizrunner so that you can take credit for it? See how this is going? How do you take credit for a follow-up? Diana, girl, you got a lot going on over there. See, you're moving. So,
Oh gosh, I'm sorry, y'all.
okay, thank you. All right. So anyone would like to share with us some other things that can be considered a follow-up? Go ahead, Earl. Why are we not hearing you, Earl? There's no volume. Okay, we're not hearing you, Earl. Are you wearing a headset? Pull out your headset, try that again. In the meantime, anyone else while Earl works out his technical difficulty? What else would be considered? Go ahead, Ginny.
I have so many people in the follow-up queue, so under action taken, you make a phone call, you send a text message, you meet them in person, you send an email, you have a social media post, you left a voicemail message, or you sent a card, or did something else that someone else will think of.
Could you take us through that again, Ginny?
Oh, I'm looking at an actual person who I have to follow up with.
Okay, so what I want you to do is take us through how you got to where you are in your Bizrunner.
I went to a person
if we had to select a circle to go in here, where would we find it?
Number 4.
So circle number 4, and then we would do what?
Find somebody who's here, just click on them.
Okay.
And now when you look at action taken in the gray horizontal bar, these are all examples of follow-ups of what you could do in a follow-up. So if you're sharing water, you put it under other action taken. You can leave notes for anything that you did. Like if you sent a text message, you can put in the note field, which would be right below. Do you want me to stay on this page or go to the note field?
No. So let me make sure I understand what you're saying. So you're saying these are the actions that's you're being taking for a follow-up, right?
Yeah, I mean, I live in this part of Bizzrunner.
So this is, okay, so you're following up. And so what I think I understand what you're saying is that sending an email is considered a way to follow up.
Yes,
Social
it is.
media, right? Also, all of these here are, guys, ways of following up, all right?
Then you can put notes field, which is below, action taken. See, there's a what notes field. You can say what you put in the text message.
Okay, so what she's saying it. So one of the things that I do, and this is what Ginny is saying, is that if you're on your phone and you click on the text message area here, right here. You click, well, you can't do it if you're on your computer, but if you're on the phone, remember, right? If you're on the phone, you could send a text message right from Bizrunner. And what I do is when I send the text message, because it takes me to my text message to that person, then all I do is copy this. After I send it, I copy the text message. I come back in here, and then I do a right click and I paste the information into that I texted to them directly. So I don't have to rewrite it. I just do a copy and paste. And you copy and paste the information right into there. All right. So that's what Jenny is saying there. So she's saying these are some of, all of these things here consist of a follow-up. Sharing water is a follow-up in your organization. It may be, what I also want, Jenny, is for people to share with us some other ways besides the actual the contacting, but what would be considered a follow-up in your business. Like we have in Enagic is sharing water. So if we shared water, that is considered a follow-up. What is another thing that we can use to follow up? I think I'm structuring the question a little bit differently here. Anyone else? We got like 36 people on the call this morning. This is great. But we're only going to see during the recordings the ones whose cameras are on. So guys, if we want to have more people, we want to make sure show our cameras. Anyone else? What would be considered another thing that you could use to follow up with? A tool, for instance. What's a great follow-up tool besides sharing your water that you can use and count as a follow-up? I want you guys to think.
To be here.
Go ahead, Earl. Let's see if you, Earl. Okay. Earl, we still can't hear you. Go ahead, Minister B.
Social media. You can use your Facebook messaging, texting.
We just went over those. Yeah, we did went over those. But guys, think about some other things that you can use, tools.
You can send them a video.
You can send them a video. A video can be a form of follow-up as well, as it can be a form of presentation. What else again?
Zomly app, right? That would
Yeah,
be good.
they could use a Zomly, send them a video. What other things we can use?
Email them.
That's it. Yeah, email them is correct, but that's on the list of the ways to contact them. But we want to use tools. What other tools can we use? Because I want you guys to get credit in Bizrunner for follow-up. So follow-up is not only a phone call or a text message. It's a tool that you can use. Go ahead, Desiree.
I'll often meet people at coffee shops to follow up and to meet each other. Is that something that you're pushing? I don't mean pushing. I didn't mean that. I just meant, is that like, that is a way so that you're connecting.
So that's meeting in person, right? So that's an action. You're meeting in person. But so meeting in person, but what counts as the follow-up? Could you have used a brochure? A brochure is a way. Your newspapers, your tools that you have, you can use those for follow-up. If the person says, I want more information, and you gave a brochure, then that is considered a follow-up. You're following up because you're working towards closing the sale. You're giving them more information. So videos, newspapers, brochures, right? Sampling the product, right? Some other companies, they may give a sample. We may give a sample of Ukon. By giving them a sample of Ukon, that is also considered a follow-up. All right. Okay, so
would it be handing them the application and asking for the business?
well, asking for the, well, now after you followed up with them during that portion, yes, you could have asked for the business, right? You can ask for the business at that point. That is the goal for the follow-up is that. But what we're looking at here are some of the ways that we can take a point for following up.
A document or a magazine.
That's right, a document. It could look like I have right here. If the person wants to know more about, we have our global business review, right? That we could use that, right? If you read that, you can share this with them. Use it as a follow-up tool. Go pick it up. Then you should be asking for the business And that's why the 4 parts to a great presentation, one of the questions is very simply, if I answer your questions, will you be ready to take action? So if I cover everything and you're good, would you be ready to take action today? All right. Pull out the paperwork. You're a professional. All right. So let me go back over here. Let's take a look what it looks like in Bizrunner. Like Ginny already took us to, we have Franklin Covey here. And it says here on the top, so you know where someone is. You don't have to guess in Bizrunner where they are. Status, we got this because of Miss Rebecca Saunders was really great. She's like, see where it says status up there, guys? Follow-up has been scheduled for, and they have the date and the time. And the next steps, it says resolve concerns and enroll. The job in the follow-up is to give more of whatever it is. Might be a 2-week water share. They may need more information. You share that information with them to resolve whatever concerns they have, and then you must ask for the business in the follow-up queue. All right, and let's come down here. So let's say here they're in the follow-up queue. You met in person. Let's say you met in person. Okay, and result of the follow-up, again, a few things can happen. Enrolled in your business, schedule the follow-up. Make sure I stay on time here, guys. All right, schedule a follow-up. Not now, follow-up in a week. Not now, they gave you a specific time. They were a no-show for wherever you guys decided to meet up and they didn't show up. They tell you at this point that they're not interested or some other result. In this case, like Ginny said, this is where you would put your other result is you scheduled, well, and the other result for result of follow-up, I can't think right now what it would be. It could be that you received a text message from them. I like to use the other for when I receive something from the person. All right. So these are the results that you will have from following up with the person. All right. They can always say not interested. They could always not show up. Doesn't matter. You just have to keep on, take the emotion out of it and put in the answer here. So let's say in this case, Franklin Covey, all right, says not now, follow up in a week. And I click on that. My calendar is going to open. I just simply schedule the next time I'm going to follow up with him. Let's say I'm going to follow up. He said to call him on the 20th of November and call him at about 4 p.m. in the afternoon. You can say done and hit the save button on the top. And he will remain in what circle, guys? Where would he be? Where would I find him? Anyone? Where would I find him?
Follow-up queue.
He would be in the follow-up queue. He'd stay there, right? Let's go find him again. Let's take a look here. Click here, and we're going to go to F because his name starts with F, right? Franklin Covey, and here he is right here. All right. So this is the follow-up. This is the main thing about following up. Here, where is he? Sorry. Here he is, Franklin Covey. All right. He's in the follow-up queue. And today, Ginny pointed us to the question marks and how to find it. How to find the help that we need. All right, so I'm going to do a stop share here. I'm going to come back to you guys. Is there any other questions that you have regarding presenting, following up, asking for the business? We can chat about it now. We have a few minutes before we go on to our difference makers skill for the day with Tammy Goebel. Super excited. So who would like to go? Go ahead, Desiree.
I don't really have any questions, but I just know that the more you do this, the more comfortable you become. And it's really all about the experience of doing it and being committed to doing it, because when you do, it makes it so much easier to run your business. And I really want to thank you for your patience with all of us, even when we give you the wrong answers.
The wrong answers are actually great, because when you give a wrong answer, you know, like one of the things we say in the aesthetic world when we train and teach is that if you have a wrong answer and you don't say it, if you have a wrong answer and you don't say it out loud, the brain is still holding on to that information. It's incorrect. And so even if you get the correct information, your brain still has the wrong information because you didn't say it out loud. By saying it out loud, that feeling of it being, finding out that it's incorrect and finding out the correct answer, your brain will never forget.
Well,
it would
you
never
and
forget.
Jenny, y'all are really incredible instructors. I mean, y'all are both, and Sheree too, super patient with wherever, you know, I think during this call, people can see that you're meeting people where they are. So thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you so much, Desiree, and thank you for bringing that forward. Anyone else? Any concerns that you have where you feel like you're getting lost in all of this? What is your experience here? Hold on a second. This is from, let me see. All right, so this is someone saying that classes, someone asked me if Execute 90 classes for this week are closed or if someone can sign up. We have classes, today is Monday, we have a 7 p.m. class that's starting today. And we have a class that's starting on Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern time, and we have a class that's starting Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern time. If you would like to be in any of those classes, send an email today because we send paperwork. This is the week of orientation where you get to, when we say orientation, those who sign up, we go over all the paperwork. So you have to actually register. And once you register and we know your day, then I get to send you the documents for your E90 training. So we have 7 p.m. today. And since George is asking, I'll give you guys some more time today to register if you want to. For any one of those 3 classes. All right. Hold on a second here. A question from June. Thank you, June. I have a problem entering the person's birth date in Bizrunner. The year does not take. June, I will find out. What you can do is put that in the notes if possible. In the notes in your Bizrunner. Let's try it today. Let's see if that works. Let's try that and see. So what June is saying is that she's having problems putting in. Let's try Miss Caprice here. And let's go to, so to find out how to fix people's information, let's go into, let me get my pointer here. It's a great question, Miss June. Let's go here. And we're gonna click where it has this little keyhole here. Click on that and it brings you to the person's details. And it says birthday notes and other things. So you want to put in the date. So let's say today is the month 11 50. Let me see. Hold on a second here. Let's click on this. Doesn't give us. Okay, so let's do 11 dash 04 dash 19. Let's do that. And let's say save.
You need 4 digits.
Oh, did I miss the digits?
Yeah.
For the year, you have to put in like 1987.
Oh, I have to put in the all 4. Okay, 2019. Thank you, Jenny. Let's hit the save button here. Let's go back out. And we're gonna go back in Miss June and see if it's there. Click on the little circle up here. Go to their birthday notes. It's still there, Miss June.
No one is born in 2019. Put 1940 as
Thank
the
you.
date, as the year.
All right, 1940. Okay, let's go. No one's born in, okay, 1940. Of course, people are born in 2020, Miss June.
You know what I mean.
If,
All right,
if they're born today, they're not going to be doing the business today. So.
All right, let's save that, Miss June, 1940. Let's go back out. And let's go back in. Get the pointer here. Click on this. Let's go to birthday and other. It's still here, Miss June.
Okay, so then it's me because when I have a new customer, I do it from the beginning and it doesn't take. So now, once I do it, I know how to go back in and correct it.
Do you put the dashes? Do you put the slash that I put, like the 11 dash? Okay, you do that. Okay, okay.
So
and don't forget to hit the save button.
Okay.
After you do it, you know, and then yeah. So All right. Cherie also raised her hand. All right, Cherie, go ahead.
So Nakima, we only have about a few minutes left of this call. Is there anything that somebody can, if somebody's already been through the Execute 90 twice and they bring somebody new in, is there a special?
Yes, if you have gone through 2 Execute 90s, right? And it's really, we want you to move, we're looking for people to move on to phase 2, which is the trainer, become a trainer. And that phase 2 is not going to happen until you hit the criterias for your Execute 90. So for those of you who've gone through twice, if you bring, when you bring, enroll a member of your team into E90, a new member of your team into E90, you get to retake the class for free. There's no charge.
So when you say become a trainer, is that becoming a trainer and doing what you're doing?
No, becoming a trainer is just your ability to show another person how to do certain things. All right, to take care of your own team, your direct people, you can now teach them how to use Execute 90, how to just how to do the things that they need to do. So that's what E90 shows you, how to help them, because you've done it yourself. If you haven't done it, you can't really help someone else as well do it the same thing.
All right, thank you. And I know this, if you've already been through it once and you want to go through it again, or if you've been through it twice and you want to go through it again, it's $168, so it's half the cost, right? And you already have your subscription to Execute, so it's very affordable.
Yeah, thank you so very much for that, Cherie, for bringing that forward again. So guys, again, you know, we are here to serve you in whatever way you need. You could just let us know. So I'll pass the time on since there's nothing else and we have a couple more minutes before we get on the call. I just want to say thank you guys for all of you waking up. We had like over 35 people on the call. I want to say thank you to Ginny Caroselli. I'm part of an amazing leadership team. Cherie, Ginny Caroselli, Coach Shannon, Wade Holder, Sam Michaels. It's an amazing leadership team, and we couldn't get all of the things that we get done for you guys done without us working together the way we do. So I want to say thank you for getting up. Remember the challenge for next week. Get yourself primed and pressed and get on the call and turn your videos on so we can see you. I'll pass the time on to Cherie. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nakima. This is so helpful. And so the next call, Tammy Goebel is going to be discussing event promotion. And this Bizrunner is an event. This Bizrunner Live is an event. And the more you plug your team into this call, the more your team is going to grow. The more grounded they're going to be. And then you're going to start seeing how they are bringing their people in. And it's just a trainer of trainers of trainers. But we have to promote and we have to get it out there. So I'm going to challenge you to at least text 5 people on your team to get on the next call that starts at the top of the hour and have them plug in. It's going to be an amazing call. Tammy is an amazing person and speaker. So we also have this evening, just to give a reminder, at 7:30 Central, that's 8:30 Eastern Time, Clay Stevens. Even if you're not a part of Execute 90, it's e90master.com. Go plug in and watch and see what it's about. He's just going to show you the how-tos with Execute 90. And on Wednesday, we changed our time. I'm going to send an event notice out, and we're going to promote this week, guys, right? We're going to have over 50 people on this call Wednesday at 8 o'clock Central, 9 Eastern. It's a Zoom at 273-886-5555. It's why own a personal franchise. This is a very safe call. So if you have anyone in another business, in the living oils business or any kind of other personal franchise, you can get them on this call and they'll see the benefits of owning their own personal franchise, and then they can bring their people in because it's very safe. No one talks about an addict. It's just about how times are changing, and it's very informative and non-threatening to anybody outside of an addict. Very safe. So that call. And then on Wednesday, and on Saturday, we're going to do the Execute 90 overview on 11 o'clock Eastern, 10 o'clock Central, the same Zoom number. We just have to keep remembering that, right? It's easy to plug in. 273-886-5555 is the meeting code after you go to zoom.us. So everybody, if you want, you can unmute yourself.
And let me just say before you go, imagine inviting them on to watch Why Personal Franchising and then have them demo their product for you and you demo your product for them and have a conversation, and that can also open up a lot of doors. So guys, thank you so very much, Cherie. Everyone say goodbye. I'll hear you on the call. We got to get on before Wade beats us. Get on the call.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
We can't be